fact, that was.
No more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
What's up, horror fiends? It's your boy Ricky Grimes. Welcome to Horror Fiend TV presents Three Corners of Horror. Let me introduce to you the panel of the hour. What's up, JR, the boss man? What's good, brother?
A movie about AI, was it really artificial intelligence or artificially irritating?
Oh shit! This motherfucker said, "Hey, I thought of that Steven Spielberg movie. Yeah, he did a movie called AI, right?
He did. He did.
What up, Joe the psychologist? How you feel about it, bro?
I'll wait till the end, but I saw a theater, and this is the unrated version. So, is she titanium or just aluminum foil?
This is going to be your M3GAN unrated review, which you can catch on Peacock. So, Joe, I'm interested. You did the spoiler-free review for us for the Fiends Zone already, but this is the unrated version. This is why we decided to, hey, fuck it, we could all get to enjoy it together. We didn't see the unrated, me and GR. You did. So, what did you think about this version?
It was a little better. As I said, I was asking for a little bit more.
That's right. That was one of your knocks. Yeah.
Yep. So I thought it was kind of funny that we post that, and then next they released the unrated version. That was kind of weird.
As soon as we released that video.
Yeah, but did it give you more? I'm gonna wait till the end to let you guys know, just to see what you guys are gonna say about the movie as a whole.
Sure.
For me, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I can't say I loved it. I enjoyed the movie. It was a fun movie. And again, when you do something with AI, I mean, something's going to go wrong. Literally, when you go see a movie that involves AI, something is going to go wrong. So it's just a matter of what's going to go wrong, what you're going to go see. For this, just a fresh take is it's a little girl. And, and she's kind of a creepy doll.
Yeah. GR, you like creepy dolls?
I do, just not this one. Something about a creepy doll singing through certain times to pick somebody up is just, I don't know. This is like I had a hard time with this one because I did find myself grabbing my phone here and there because this has been done before. It's just more advanced. And the fact that you have, once again, a movie where parents tragically die and somebody else takes care of a kid that they don't really want. It's been beaten to a pulp already, and they did this in this one because here you have Katie, who parents died, but the whole sequence where she gets out the hospital and starts being with her aunt didn't really flow. There was no chemistry there. It was very flat. I had a hard time believing that this was her aunt. I know she wanted, Gemma wanted to basically build M3GAN up. M3GAN was more important to her than Katie, but it just didn't feel. It felt so unemotional. M3GAN had more emotion than Gemma's relationship to Katie, and this is the major problem I have with this film. It's just I know what they were trying to do, but it just didn't come across that well. This movie reminded me of a Chucky, Man's Best Friend, back from the 1990s, 1980s, 1990s.
With the dog, right?
Man's
Best Friend, was it?
No, Man's Best Friend was
the robot. The robot. Is that the one that threw
the chip in the best friends? Yeah,
that's one threw the ball and blood blew the lady's face off, right?
Yeah. Was it Phoebe? What was the name of the freaking robot?
Something like that. I think it was Christy Swanson who played her.
Yes. So it was all that twist into one, but all right, let's just make a cool looking doll. I don't know. I had a hard time with this movie. I'm sure we're going to talk about it a little bit more, but yeah, I mean, very hard time.
Sometimes I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, it is. It's a dead horse, honestly. But you mentioned Katie's relationship wasn't no chemistry. One thing I will say about that, I think that you mentioned it too, but by design it was like that because she's not meant to have kids. Her whole existence is pretty much her job, her career, essentially, and that's it. And this doll, I think it was always M3GAN before, right? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy Bruce though. It's all Bruce. I like Bruce. But yeah, it's a tired theme already. But I don't know. I found it enjoyable. I didn't go in there thinking it was gonna be like amazing. But yeah, it's been there,
Well-
done that. But that's not always a bad thing for me. What's up,
Just
Joe?
because, Junior, you were mentioning do you think that there was a lack of chemistry with the actors
I
between
think the
the
actors.
like that's the like this? You can see movies where a child is resistant to sort of things, but there's still a chemistry, like something like it just doesn't like it seemed forced.
I found the little girl annoying though.
I did.
The
Oh my
actress.
god, that fucking little girl.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that see if one thing took me out was her, especially when she was in the back of the car just yelling at Gemma.
Let me
Like,
tell
oh
you
my
something.
God.
I don't like.
Pull over and
If it was
take
my
care of
own
that.
kid, thank God that my kid's 28, so it won't happen now. But it was my own kid and did that shit, I would have pulled over, and it would have been some DCF kind of shit going
Listen,
on at
bro,
that point.
my kid is swimming in a tank over there, so
Yeah, no,
I can't
I
do that,
wouldn't.
unfortunately.
I get it. Would have been my niece or nephew. It would have been like, I'm gonna remind you that I'm the one's gonna be taking care of you. Like, let me remind. But yeah. It's another one where the child actress wasn't likable.
Yeah. That was my.
And
I had more of an issue with what's her name,
Katie?
with her over Gemma, and for me.
Well, hold on, because I don't want to. It's not that the little girl did a bad job. It's just there was maybe the role wasn't done right.
They're right. It's all in the writing. It's in the
writing. I don't want to blame it just totally on her.
No, I'm not saying the actress ruined it. No.
I know.
I came off like that way, but that's not what I mean.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't guys don't get mad. I don't want I'm not doing like a Razzie that they Razzie the little girl from Firestarter.
No,
it's not that. The director and the writing, the way they made the little girl, they didn't make her likable.
Yeah, not at all.
I cleared myself on that.
If M3GAN was real, let's say, JR, would you buy this doll for your kid?
No, it's just another excuse for bad parenting. That's all that is. It's an excuse for bad parenting. That's the basic. If there's a theme in this film, it's bad parenting.
Yeah, I agree.
Not for nothing. I mean, let's go back to the Chucky thing. They got the kid the Chucky doll. He was attached to the doll. The doll's the most important thing to him. Same thing as this. It's honestly, it was idiotic, but at the same time, Gemma did it because she needed a guinea pig for M3GAN, which, once again, you have a psychologist there, talking to Katie, and not once did she ever tell Gemma, we should take her away from you.
She kind of did though.
Well, she waited till she really started lashing out, throwing shit around.
Yeah, she kind of did.
But,
I mean, and
the red flags were there. I mean,
yeah.
Let me ask you, Joe, real quick. So, Gemma created M3GAN. We established that on her own. She created this doll with super strength.
No, remember the doll kept adapting. So the issue that they had is the doll was meant to constantly readapt
That's
itself.
crazy, because there's no fucking way that doll would take that dog, and no way. There's no way. That big ass dog too. Strong ass dog.
It's robotics. I mean, none of us are robotics, though.
Yeah,
we don't
robotic,
know.
But this, look at that. Come on, bro. This did the Terminator.
Obviously, the doll didn't know how to rip an ear off correctly.
Yeah, the doll wasn't designed to murder and kill and destroy things. The Terminator was.
We'll talk about that.
All right, Joe, go ahead. Hit up, Joe. What's up?
Well, no, I mean,
question to you. Would you buy this for your son?
So first of all, I just finished saying anything AI goes wrong. I'm not gonna bring some doll that's gonna keep adapting, because guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna start paying attention to me too. So I don't need to know it's my routines. So therefore, if this thing's gonna go haywire or want to start fucking shit up, it's been watching me too. So no, hell no. And like JR said, it's bad parenting. Because I told the psychiatrist or the case counselor, because they never really gave her a title, but she brought up about the attachment thing. So I was like, I'm like, in a twisted kind of way, the way you can make this kind of work is, as the child grows, you then take the AI, I guess the cerebral chip of your AI, and then put it in an older model to help it grow with it. I'm like, but then you got to get, I'm like, you got to get to the teenage years. And I'm like, but then even then, you basically eliminated all these formidable years of development of being attached to this robot and never actually developing human interaction. So the robot or AI, I'm sorry, Android, whatever you want to call it, as she has just said, it's just a replacement. And even the scientist, the girl who did the makeup, she called her out on that. She's like, but you're essentially not doing what you're supposed to do. You just made a robot to do it. So yeah, what I could see this happening is for those really rich parents who don't want to take care of their kids would be totally on board on buying, M3GAN. And then we'll be hearing on the news about these really tragic accidents that happen. But, no, I fuck that. I'm not going to have I got Alexa in my house and I already worry about that bitch listens to me. I'm not fucking having a walking toy with an AI in its head. Hell no.
They said let's make this M3GAN doll will be the one toy your kid would ever want. As a manufacturer, why would you want that yourself though? You buy the doll once and what are you gonna sell after that?
That's right. Like it only would work if the plan is you keep upgrading the doll to grow with you. They're like on the broad spectrum there is because eventually the child's gonna grow up.
What did you think, Joe, of the performance though? The
little girl?
Yeah, the little girl.
The what was her name?
Army Donald?
Amy.
Amy, yes. Amy.
I actually, for the one good thing was her performance as M3GAN. I will say the scene when she grabbed and I brought up in the other thing I said before, the dancing, that should not have been used on your previews. It would have made that scene just a tiny bit more scarier, that all of a sudden the dog just starts dancing and then it grabs the fucking thing from the paper cutter. But we all got to see that. So therefore it took all the element out of that for you. But the little girl did good. And she had that shit stuck on her face. Yeah, so it wasn't even her face on it. So, but so she physically, and the when the scene when she runs after the little kid, like she learned how to run that way. That wasn't CGI. That was actually her running that way. So she practiced that. So she did a great job as this AI thing. Made AIs even a little bit more creepier.
And the face, of course, it's a mask, but they CGI the actual M3GAN face over, which I think, at times it looks good. At other times it looks a little weird. But overall, I think it was all right. How about you, JR?
No, she did good. I kind of didn't like that whole running scene when she went down, to be honest, because she's AI. I mean, she could just run faster when she's, upright. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. I know they did it for the creepy aspect of it. But the fact that she could run fast.
You just blew your mind, Joe.
Well, no, because for me, all I thought about, maybe she didn't know how to run.
No, I think it's what JR says.
No. But at first, I'm like, well, maybe she just doesn't know how to run, and she's been like watching these things into running. But okay.
You're trying to make logic.
It doesn't make sense for me. I mean, you could have ran fast. It would have been creepy.
It would have been actually. You're right.
Yeah, and then running through the woods, and the kid looking back, and she's all over the place. Because fortunately that running stance that they do is you've seen it a lot now. So it's almost like being to a pulp as well, where you see a lot of the movies doing that. It's just most of the time you see like a ghost or a spirit doing that shit. But yeah, I think the actress did good. I mean, she was very believable doing it. She did very well. The only thing I think that they should have did was to give her even a higher body count, because the body count was, if you're gonna do an AI that goes crazy, do it a hardcore body count. Make her wipe out the cop that came to the door. Anybody that's seen her, she should have been killing.
Yeah.
Because technically she wasn't supposed to be spotted out. For me, I mean, performance-wise, she did a great job. I think they held her back too much, where you could have gone a little further with her as far as the killing and stuff. And really, I mean, scared the crap out of people, and just still running in the woods would have been a lot better for me.
You've seen this version, both versions. I'm assuming the ear rip was unrated, right?
Yep. Actually,
what else? Joe?
No. I'm gonna ask you guys what you guys thought was the unrated part of this.
Well, other than that, I could think
the ear thing. You're right. The ear thing is one.
The knife, I'm assuming, when she stabbed David and went right through. They
nope,
show that.
She's spraying the lady in the face with that chemical.
Yes, GR.
Yes.
call,
Okay.
GR.
So in the theatrical version, she starts spraying her, and then it cuts.
Oh God.
So in the unrated, and I'm sitting that's why like when I previewed that, when I posted that I'm watching the unrated version, I use the shades. It's total shade on that because literally I'm like, this is what you're fucking giving me. Yes,
so
the
much ear
spray,
stretch that much.
No,
the spray. No,
that was
and
so
you know,
bad. Dude.
no, and it's funny because
Oh,
so
it was
when
bad.
I went
I like to hear, bro.
That's up to here. It's almost off freaking camera, man.
I won't lie, though. I laughed at that though.
It was funny.
When I went to the movies and saw this, I
And
actually had to go.
I hope it was meant to be funny. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It better be.
I don't think it was meant to be funny. I
That
think
part-
like literally,
no,
that was the
really?
that was the gore part of it. And I had gotten up in the theaters to go to the bathroom really quick because I have to pee. Oh yeah, kill me! And I come back and I'm like, Adam's what I miss. And then when I rewatch this, I'm like, I miss shit. She stabs David. That when the blood splatters on his assistant, that was a little bit more than what you saw. And when the only other unrated is when she slit his throat because she said what her plan was, and then the elevator opens in the movie. When we see the theatrical version, she said her plan, the thing opens and you see they're both dead. Whereas the unrated, she slit his throat and you saw him spray, so you know how she killed him. Oh,
pronouns, pal. Who are you talking about?
The elevator scene.
David's assistant, the guy who was stealing the information.
Got you. Yes, right.
Because she said, remember, she said to him, she's like, "Oh no, it's gonna be all you that did this because you've been stealing the company information."
That's another thing. I thought that was going somewhere when he's stealing the information, and that didn't go nowhere. Like, what's
Remind me
the
of Jurassic Park. I'm like Jurassic Park all over again.
But yeah, so and then other than that, a few extra F-bombs.
I knew it wasn't going to be much because this film was originally filmed this way, and they were like, you know what, it's borderline PG-13. Let's just cut more and get that rating for more of a box office, and then
Really?
we'll add it in later. So that's why I knew it wasn't going to be a big difference on it.
And I get, but even with what you added, that's still fucking PG.
They didn't add anything. They just put it.
No,
back
but meaning, but the parts that I'm telling you that I didn't see in the theater, what I saw, that still would have been PG-13.
Yeah,
it's not even fucking. Isn't that shit wasn't even rated? Okay, so I guess maybe the swearing is the rated R. You don't want your kids to hear fuck a bunch of times, which is all they did.
You can say fuck. I think
a
few times for PG-13. They let you say it a few times.
I know, but so yeah.
JR, brother, close this out, man. What's your final notes on this?
All right, this is what I would did to make this work a lot better. They should have had Katie start lashing out earlier in the movie, before she was introduced to Megan, because if they would have did it earlier, because after her mom died, she had no. It didn't. You wouldn't even think her parents passed away, to be honest, until it was brought up later. If it would happen earlier in the film, after she's taken her, that she's starting to lash out more and more, it would have given Gemma more of a reason to give her Megan. So you could have hashed out the movie a little bit better, and her attachment towards Megan even more, because now the fact that she's lashing out because she feels like she's by herself, you don't have to wait till the freaking demo they're doing to like, oh, she starts. So all this time, this is when she breaks down finally and says how she misses her parents, she feels alone. That should have been done earlier in the film, because then the attachment with Megan would have been more cohesive. The chemistry would have been better. You could have did it this way, because there you could have excused Gemma's lack of compassion, because all right, I'm helping her and I'm helping myself at the same time with Megan. So it would have been more. The flow would have been a lot better.
Good shout.
Now, for me, like I said before, this has been done too many times. The only difference is let's do a cuter, robot that sings whenever somebody's down. But if they're gonna go and ready with this, they could have did a hierarchy account. They could have did a lot more with it. Not for nothing, too. If Megan knows that Jem was having an issue with the neighbor, you figure she would at least bury her body or something, hide the freaking body.
She hit the dog.
She the fucking AI. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Certain things you're like, all right, when you hide the body, knowing that this neighbor is bringing attention to this house, so there were a lot of errors, I think, in the storytelling.
It's inconsistent.
Yes, especially for AI, she would be covering her tracks.
The plausibility, literally the plausibility.
You got to turn off your brain when you watch this movie.
I didn't mind Katie because I just think they held they put her stale too long to bring out the actual emotions of a child that's missing their parents. And I think it is in the script. I think it was written that way. Unfortunately, it didn't connect with me. And I like stories like that where, you know, a child's mourning the loss of a parent and they're trying to connect to the, you know, find somebody to connect with. It didn't work. For me, I'm going to give this a 2.5.
Okay. It's half. Joe, the psych comment.
All right. So, yeah, unfortunately, because like I said, thank God it was matinee in hindsight. Like, I went to old people matinee. Like, I went to first showing. It was like $11 for both Adam and I. So that, because I paid that amount of money, it made it fun. It was in the movie theater. Not gonna lie, the movie is fun. It's not so terrible, but because we're doing the unrated version, and unfortunately, I come in seeing the other one and have the automatic comparisons. I mean, literally, I said 3 before, and I'm like with JR, I'm down to a 2.5. Like, especially talking to you guys on some of the stuff that I kind of didn't even think about. But as we're talking about plausibility, as soon as that word popped in my head and I mentioned it, you guys are like, yeah. But yeah, 2.5 for me.
Not bad. I think my favorite part in this film was at the end when Katie grabs Bruce and uses Bruce to destroy Nick. This movie, it's a 2.5 for me as well, but I'm gonna go with 3 for the entertainment value overall, and that part with Bruce at the end. I think he came full circle. He wasn't just in it just to show it. It was there for a reason, and I think that was pretty cool. I like that. I like the M3GAN doll. I like the design. I think the part when she looks over the fence, looking at the neighbor or mean mugging her, it's great. I love that. I love the way she emoted it there. If I would have went to the theater, which I obviously didn't because I didn't want to see it in the theater, but I would have been more pissed off about it in the end. But you know, it's not bad. It's if you want to move a movie to pass the time with. And just know going in what to expect though. Don't expect child's play. There's a lot of inconsistencies. There's a lot of implausibility in this film. You got to leave your brain at the door and suspend your disbelief when you watch this one. You might enjoy it a little bit more than we all.
Well, and like I said, I enjoyed it the first time. I really did enjoy the first time watching it. We do this show because we review a movie.
But not bad. 2.5 out of 5.
No, I'm saying, but therefore, when I listen to you guys, like
I know.
This is why we do this.
What I'm afraid of now, and you guys pointed this out too, it's PG. They edited for PG-13 and it made a lot of money. I'm afraid that's gonna. I'm afraid that's gonna be a trend, not just with this film, but with others in the future of taking out all the violence and stuff. Just
do you know where the sequel came from? Is going to come from the assistant when he sent all the M3GAN files to the company.
Yeah, we're gonna have an army of M3GANs now. That's all. Yeah. Let's get out of here. I'm Ricky Grimes. Thank you for joining us. Horror Fiend TV. JR, the boss. Joe, the psychologist.
Because JR brought this up, go find Man's Best Friend. Mm-hmm. That movie was a whole fucking hell a lot better.
Yeah, I never seen
much more fun. You haven't seen that one?
That's an 80s movie, right?
You gotta watch it.
I heard it. I've never seen it.
Dude, it's an awesome movie.
You would review it if you watch it.
Yeah, it actually it would be Horror Fiend drive-in theater material.
Really? All right,
dude.
You guys know
the
me
fucking
well.
basketball, like the scene that.
I'll tell them.
I know.
I know, but we mentioned it. But yeah, no, you should check that one out. Anyway.
With that being said, everyone be good, be safe, and stay scared.